heaven?
No. It's Iowa.
Eric, I wish it was your chili I was getting fat on.
You want to know your future, Ben?
Yeah, tell me my future.
It's all used up.
What do you mean?
Uncle Grandy.
Randy owns it now. I don't drink.
I'm just eating a chocolate bar over here. Anybody have any coffee?
30 years to the force. Piece of shit turkey ranch, all I got to show for it. God damn.
Wow, guys. This week, it's Touch of Evil.
This was her wedding night. Where was the man she had married? Who were these hoodlums?
Hold her legs.
Starring this outstanding cast: Charlton Heston, Janet Leigh,
I could love being corny if my husband would only cooperate.
Orson Welles, co-starring Joseph Kalea, Akim Tamirov, with guest stars Marlene Dietrich, Zsa Zsa Gabor.
What are you trying to do?
We're trying to strap you in the electric chair, boy.
Only the offbeat, original, creative powers of Orson Welles could bring you so suspenseful, so gripping, so different a drama of love threatened by vengeance.
Mike may be spoiling some of your fun.
Mike?
My husband, yeah. And if you're trying to scare me into calling him off, let me tell you something, Mr. Grandy. I may be scared, but he won't be.
Of a struggle between titans.
You framed that boy.
Framed him! Of a manhunt like nothing you've ever experienced.
No cop now. I'm a husband. What did you do with her? Where is my wife? My wife!
Welcome to the Pod of Dreams. If you listen, we will pod. I'm Kevin. I'm joined here with Eric. How you doing this week, Eric?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing excellent. And Ben, how are you doing, sir?
I'm also doing well. Thank you for asking.
I'm just hanging in a hotel room with the intercom blasting rock and roll music and smoking marijuana.
Mary Jane, ever hear of it?
Are you wearing
Reefer.
some sexy, like, white lingerie?
I'm just trying to sleep. I'm just trying to get some sleep, guys. I've been up all night.
Wow.
This night man won't turn the music off.
So, yeah, we got some things to say about Touch of Evil. It has the beginning shot. They set a timer on the bomb that was 3 minutes. And about 3 minutes later, the bomb actually goes off, which I think is amazing. All through that one shot, the tracking shot.
Well, it's super cool how, like, the car comes in and out of, like, the frame, you know, because
Yeah, we don't focus on the car for a bit.
No,
we
not
just
at all,
focus on
yeah.
Charlton Heston and his
And then
Bonnie
you're like,
Lass.
they walk up to the car and like, oh crap, are they gonna get blown up? You know what I mean? There's that like whole suspense of it that's done really well.
Yeah. Charlton Heston in brown face.
Not a good
Well,
look.
can we
That
talk
didn't
that
age
through
well.
first?
Yeah.
I just don't. He does such a bad job too. Like even setting aside the ethics of browning him up and having him play a Mexican, he's so unconvincing. Every time he speaks a word of Spanish, he just sounds like a
Charlton
white
Heston
dude.
trying to say
Yeah,
Spanish.
He's ultimately like the whitest man to ever live. That's the
Right.
problem. He's could not be whiter. There's like no one's been whiter than Charlton Heston.
right, and he doesn't. He can't.
Well,
he's not a character actor. He can't. He's not convincing at all. I have to just like ignore
Would that make
that
it
fact.
better though?
Yeah, and Hank Quinlan acknowledges that, and he's like, "You don't talk like any Mexican I know."
Yeah, and then that's his wife. She doesn't look Mexican either.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's the only part that it's just such a problem. It's just such an irritating thing. Yeah, would it be better if he was more convincing? I don't know. Yeah, sure. I probably maybe not. Maybe it'd be worse if he was trying to do like a more convincing accent. I just don't. I mean, have him be a white Mexican if you have to. Like if you have to have Charlton Heston in your movie, don't brown him up. Just have him be like a white guy that was born in Mexico City.
Or he just lived across the border and moved to Mexico or something.
Sure,
like
that's
he went
fine.
to
Do
law
it like
school. And, yeah.
Yeah.
But
Born
he
in the
doesn't
US.
need to be Mexican, other than I suppose you have the like politics of it all, right? Because he's a prosecutor in Mexico, right?
He's a cop, but he works for the.
Oh, I thought he was a prosecutor.
No, he's a cop, I'm pretty sure. He had to testify. So he was going to testify at a trial. He was going to give testimony.
Yeah,
or
he's
whatever.
on the narcotics division of whatever
He's
police
fighting
they have.
he's fighting the drug cartel in Mexico.
Grandies.
Yes, amongst other. Although he knows a shocking little amount about the Grandies. I guess he doesn't know about them on the other side of the border. Maybe that's it. I don't know why he doesn't know
Is
if
he
they
a
own that
good
hotel.
cop? He's kind of a bad cop. For the
Well,
most
he's
part.
an
And
honest
doesn't
cop,
care,
at least.
Doesn't care at all about what happens to his wife.
Oh,
Like,
that's
it's just like, I don't know where she is. She's in a hotel room. She should be fine, right? Like, go with them. They'll take care of her.
Yeah, I don't know if he's a great cop. He's an honest cop, and it's weird because Quinlan. So Orson Welles' character, Hank Quinlan.
He's a good cop, but he's dirty cop.
But yeah, he's a shitty person and dishonest, but he's a really good cop. And then you have Charlton Heston, who's a really honest, decent person who's maybe kind of a shitty cop. I mean, there's this whole contrast between the two of them the whole time.
Who actually plants the bomb? I'm
kid.
left with that. But who is he? And who is he? A Grandy kid?
No, he's married to the.
I thought he didn't do it. The daughter.
He did do it though.
Yeah. He was married. He married to the daughter of the guy in the car.
But didn't
that got
Quinlan
killed.
have the dynamite?
So Quinlan framed him, but he was actually ultimately guilty. That's the whole
Yes.
thing.
Huh? He framed the guy who actually did it? That doesn't make
Yes. You can plant evidence on somebody who actually, in fact, was guilty of a crime.
Yeah, he felt he was guilty. He had that intuition, that leg thing, and then he framed him because he knew he was guilty.
Okay.
'Cause he
I was
plants evidence-
left confused by that. It's like,
He wants to make sure he gets the conviction, so he gets this really oh, we caught him red-handed. Dynamite's here. I can testify to this. We'll get a sure conviction. So he gives evidence that will be enough to guarantee conviction. Which is a thing
Yeah.
he's done a lot of times.
His modus operandi. That's
right. Yeah.
That's what he does.
Vargas Heston, he figures that out, like going through the case files, right? That
Yeah.
He's done that before.
Almost every time, they find some really just perfectly placed piece of evidence to convict somebody. And that happened a bunch all throughout his career.
Yeah, and they
That's-
kind of give him the backstory. His wife was murdered, and he couldn't solve that case. So I think then from that point on, he figures he'll solve the case no matter what.
Is that when he
Including-
starts going to the fortune teller? And
Yeah,
drinking
probably.
bourbon.
I think
Yeah.
it mixes with I mean, who he used to date, right? Because he's a recovering alcoholic.
Now he just eats candy bars copiously.
So did Orson Welles write this movie?
Yes.
Okay, so this is all his baby.
Yeah.
Because I
Yeah.
thought I heard somewhere that they brought him in at the last minute and he wasn't going to do it. But maybe I'm wrong about that.
That wouldn't make any sense since he wrote it. But he puts himself in the worst lighting all the time just
Right.
to make himself look more grotesque.
Well, and they're all making fun of him about how
Yeah.
fat he is, and yeah.
Yeah, he's gross, but the angles in this movie are just so astounding all the time. They
yeah.
sometimes just do a low angle and just Quinlan is just this towering, gargantuan figure just lumbering on the frame. And he's just always like got the stubble and the sweat. And he looks like he's always having a hard time breathing. It just looks like just even breathing is a struggle for him. Yeah, I mean, this isn't, I mean,
Yeah, according to Wikipedia, after the Ten Commandments, Heston received the script and heard that Wells was going to play Quinlan, and then Heston said, why not have him direct too? And so that's why they pushed. So it sounds like Heston was kind of the one that pushed for Wells to also direct it.
Well, that's interesting. Probably
And
makes
then-
sense.
And
Very
then Wells
prescient
went
move.
and changed the script after he
Sure.
was brought on.
Probably means then he gets a writing credit if he changes
Yeah.
the script. That kind of makes sense. I mean, was I guess hard to work with or whatever, but great. And Heston's like, let's have him do it. He's a great director.
this was his last.
And Heston
Hollywood
was a big
movie.
star at the time. So it would make sense that you'd need leverage.
Yeah,
from
it's all
Heston to
based
get
on
there.
a novel, Badge of Evil. So Universal had the rights to the novel.
Which is a better name than Touch of Evil. I don't know why it's called
Yeah,
Touch of
Badge
Evil.
of Evil is way better. I suppose it is to give it
Agreed.
away that he's evil. Like, does the reveal that he's actually the bad guy not land if you already know?
No, I mean, the movie's pretty obvious about its themes from the get-go.
Yeah.
I mean, Quinlan is not.
I was surprised. I had seen this before. This isn't the first time I've seen this movie, but the first time I was surprised that he was behind it all.
Maybe. I mean, he seems kind of grotesque and you know,
Yeah, but like you said,
Morally
he's
ambiguous
actually
from
a
the get-go.
good cop, though. He's figuring it out. He knows, asking the right questions. Like, it seems like he's investigating the crime as like a good cop would.
he is, but he's using shortcuts because I mean, we see all the thing about the game, right? I mean, this is the Grandy guy, the Joe Grandy. He's like, he knows where the limit is and the line is. He follows, which isn't a crime. He kind of tricks Janet Lee to come meet him without actually threatening, coercing, right? Like, he knows how to get away with duplicitous behavior that isn't technically a crime. Like, there's all this stuff about rule following. But I mean, the real star of this movie, I mean, even though it's Orson Welles, is really just this movie so immaculately shot and paced, I guess. Like, I forget how tense it is for so much of its runtime, especially in the beginning. I mean, you have that big long tracking shot when the bomb blows up, and then it's kind of chaos, and they're running around, and there's a guy throwing acid. It's like, I totally forgot about the acid guy who shows up, and then he's getting chased by the Mexican cartel, and everybody's just running around, and it's got this really modern pacing, which I love. Like, it doesn't. It looks like an old movie, but it feels like a much newer movie. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah, it's a little jumbled though, because I think that technology's not quite there, because they got these, fucking giant cameras and shit.
Yeah,
So
oh, sure.
it looks a little jittery. But you're right. I think it was probably the first of movies where it's like, oh, this, you can be in one place and go from one place to another and like feel like you're on a location, and it's not in some like Casablanca just feels like they're in some soundstage or whatever. Like, this
Yeah.
actually
Right.
feels like they're in a real place and they're going from one scene. Like, there's a scene where Wells and Heston are in the car. Or maybe it's Heston and the other cop guy, and the camera's like on the hood of the car, and you're like looking at them as they're driving. It's like, how many movies in the 50s had like that kind of look, where it wasn't the fake where they're in the car and it's just the fake
Batman
screen behind them.
effect.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, they had handheld cameras. Like, they follow them into the elevator, the lift, and then they all get in. I thought that was pretty cool.
But yeah, Wells is always shot like up at him, and he just looks like a gross, sweaty blimp.
Yeah.
I mean, to think he did that to himself is just kind of wild, and
That's
he
what
made
the
himself
part
look
needed.
that way. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, this is the character. This is how it needs to look. Yeah, it wasn't trying to be flattering. He's like, well,
Not at all. Yeah.
I need to make this character come to life. And he's great. I mean, I know it's Orson Welles, but there's times where I would forget, like, he's just kind of sliding into the role of this character in just little subtle moments, right? Like, I love when Joe Grandy's going to try to make the deal with, Quinlan. Like, we had the same problem. I can get rid of this guy. And then, he in the bar, he brings the shots, and Quinlan's just kind of thinking and processing. He just kind of absentmindedly takes a drink, not even really cognizant. And the guy's like, "Let me get you another." And he's like, "I don't drink." And then he looks and he realizes, and he realizes how deep he is in it now. Anyways, I've got a theory that's coming up now that we're talking. My brain's going. Is Quinlan actually innocent of the framing charges? And it's really the other guy that was planting the evidence?
No,
His
I don't know
partner.
his partner was worshiping the ground that he walked on, and was just amazed at.
Right,
How-
but was he the one planting the evidence because he worshipped that guy, because he worshipped Quinlan, to ensure that Quinlan got the conviction?
He was always
Because-
doing that.
Yes, because Quinlan took a bullet for him early on in his career, remember? Right? Like,
Well, why was he
Here-
wearing
Yeah,
the
they
wire
say
at
that's
the
the
end?
second
then?
bullet. I
because
took for you.
he wants the smoke off of him, right? Because he now knows, now they can tell that somebody's been planting evidence, and he was always working with Quinlan on every one of these cases. When Heston looks at the file, he's like, "What about you? I've seen you looking at this. You're on all these cases too. You didn't know about this?" And then in the end, Quinlan gets shot, and he says, "That's the second bullet I've taken for you." What did he mean by that? I think he got the smoke off of the other guy, and Quinlan got the blame. I don't know. This is just now clicking to me
Well,
because
wasn't it literally the second bullet he's taken for him?
well, it's more
like,
metaphorically.
I know, but also wasn't it literally the second time he took a bullet for him?
Well, the guy.
Well, we don't
shot
know why
him
he
the
has a
second-
bad leg. Maybe it was his leg.
The bad leg is because he was shot. Like
Yeah. So he was
got
literally
shot.
shot twice.
Yes, and he got shot by the guy. He took a bullet for the guy a long time ago, and then he gets shot by that guy. But I think the second metaphorical bullet is that he takes the blame for somebody else's actions.
It's a good theory.
I think
not a
that
bad
now that we're
theory.
saying this, I actually think that's
So
there's a layer of
Quinlan's good. Like he got a bad
Well,
rap.
he's really racist. And
He's a
kind of
murderer.
a shitbird, and he is a murderer.
He did kill,
Uh,
but he killed Grandy, who was a bad guy, and he definitely tried to frame Janet Lee, right? Like
Yes,
that.
he tried to kill two
certainly
birds with
happened.
one stone. Get
Yeah.
rid of the Grandy guy, and also, frame Vargas to get him off of the trail. But Vargas
The
goes to the other
Janet Lee
guy.
thing is great. Like she's all smoking hot, but like the fact that is Jamie Lee Curtis's mom, right? And also that 2 years later she did Psycho.
Yeah,
Crazy.
that's right.
And she's a big star, and she was killed right at the beginning of that movie, and nobody
Yes.
saw that coming. Yeah, she looks great. Like, and the movie knows it, right? Like, Vargas is getting embroiled in all the shit that he doesn't really have to get involved in. By the way, he doesn't. He could just walk away. He could go be on his honeymoon at any point. There really is no reason for him to have to be there. He could decline. And she's off in this like seedy motel, just laying there in this just absolutely sexy lingerie, and we just get the shot of her resting, just looking like a smoke show. It's like, dude, just go be with your new wife. What are you doing? You're getting just caught up in all this bullshit. But anyway,
That's
now
that's the frustrating part of the movie for me is that, like you said, Vargas doesn't need to do any of this. He's compelled, and then he just doesn't. He puts his wife in absolute harm's way, and this takes no responsibility for. Like he gets to the hotel and she's not there, and he takes him forever to figure out like something was wrong, and then he's dicking around with the Nightman guy who's, I don't know, is he on drugs? Is he handicapped? I guess I don't.
I think he's handicapped. He seems to
that
be
dude's-
special needs. I don't
That
know.
dude was like straight out of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, like absolutely one of the Chainsaw Massacre kids. But
I love that character, by the way. Just a jittery weirdo, just on his own plane. He like knows stuff is wrong, but just anyway. I assumed he just had his personal struggles, whatever those were. You want to put it that way.
it just takes Vargas too long to figure out, like, dude, your wife's been kidnapped or she's in danger and you need to like deal with this, and it's all because of you. It's 100% because of him. He's involved in this case. Like, you're going after the cartels. Like, don't you think they're going to come after you? And he just takes no responsibility at that. His whole the Heston thing, that character does bug me quite a bit.
I mean, he is frustrating. I mean, I think he's supposed to be a little bit. He's sort of the
Yeah, it's like
conscience of the movie.
Atticus, kind of character.
But he's also kind of stupid. Like he just doesn't see the angles, right? He's just not smart enough to see all the situations, and he doesn't listen and pay attention. He just kind of barrels forward. His wife tries to show him the picture early on, like, this is what they sent me, and he doesn't listen. He gets just so broiled in his own self-righteousness that he just doesn't pay attention, and his idealism, that he's absolutely not seeing the playing field. He doesn't hear if somebody's about to tell him who owned the hotel. If somebody he'd listened, he'd hear that, okay, the Grandys own the hotel. You got to go get your wife. And he doesn't do it. He's just so interested in getting Quinlan that he loses sight of everything else. He doesn't even really care about the other stuff. He wants to nab Quinlan. I don't know. He's frustrating, though. He's supposed to be, I think. But I agree, he is annoying. The whole time, like, dude, just go. Just go. And that sense of danger just gets worse and worse. It's just like she's there. She's isolated.
He's like, I got to look at these old records, these public records that are on Quinlan.
Greasers show up.
Yeah.
And in the most crazy hotel, I brought this up before the pub, but was this a construct just for this movie, or was at one point in time you could get an intercom in your hotel which would blast music to you? Was this ever actually a thing? I just find that astounding. What's the market for that? Why would you want that?
Yeah, I don't know.
You like to party, I guess. You want to party.
Yeah, I guess you didn't have boom boxes. You didn't have portable music then.
Yeah, you didn't have a radio in your hotel, so that'd be the only way you could get.
I guess, and you didn't have TVs maybe then. TVs were still probably not common in hotels, so maybe that was your entertainment. I just don't know why you wouldn't be able to turn off on and off yourself, though. That blows my mind. You think you'd be able to say I don't want sound, but
you'd call the nightman and say, hey, I don't want sound, and they'd turn it off.
And they'd respect your wishes. And not
they would.
Well, also there's a lot of the like switchboard stuff too, where like they call and he's got to switch the line to, that whole thing seems like, completely foreign to me. So is this supposed to be? Are we at like El Paso? Where is this? Do we ever get? Obviously, it's right on the border of U.S. Mexico, but like, what city is this? It's got to be like El Paso, right?
I assumed it was something like that, or it could be like Tijuana and whatever is on the other side of Tijuana.
San Diego?
Sure. Yeah, I think it could have been California. I wasn't sure which it was.
I can't remember if they say or not. I just know border towns are the ugliest part of what did he say about border towns?
They bring out the ugliness and
there's
they bring out the worst in this country.
Where Heston's driving the car with Janet Leigh, he's talking about like it's the longest, widest border anywhere in the world or something like that, and then there's no walls or nowhere to stop you. I can't remember exactly what he says, but it's just kind of weird thinking in the 50s that it was just like, there's open borders, right? Like you cross Mexico, U.S., nobody cared. There was the one, I guess, border station where they have to go drive the car through and they're asked a few questions. But like he's saying, like the rest of the basically U.S.-Mexico border is completely wide open. Yeah, it's kind of interesting. In the 50s, it was. You could just cross the border, nobody cared. Before they built that beautiful wall.
That got real awkward.
Yeah, no comment on that one. Jeez.
No, that's one. You got your bit. I don't know.
Really
yeah, I noticed that was like it's wide open. We share that. Yeah, I don't know. If people just run across the border a whole bunch, and it got even confusing deliberately. I did like which side of the border are they on? Wait, are they on the Mexican or the U.S. side? Just couldn't really tell.
Yeah, Wikipedia doesn't say. It just says U.S.-Mexico border.
Yeah, it doesn't say it in the movie. I'm pretty sure that it's never articulated. It's just, are you all right? Getting a little sleepy?
No, IMDb says Texas border town. So.
Oh.
Okay. Then El Paso, I guess. I don't know, but it definitely doesn't say. We don't hear the towns. I at all. We just talked about this side, that side. Yeah, I'm on the side. Yeah, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it doesn't really investigate the like geopolitical landscape between like U.S. and Mexico and all that. Because like there's some stuff about the laws, like right? Doesn't Quinlan make some jabs about here in America and the laws are different, or is that still legal in Mexico? Like there's a bit of that which I like. I do like that a lot. That like the different jurisdiction and why is he there, and he's just as a observer. I don't know. I just think that part's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it is. They talk about it a little bit. They want to avoid an international incident, and if a bomb was lit in Mexico but then exploded in the U.S. side, what does that mean? If it's a Mexican killing a U.S. citizen who's prominent, that could be really complicated. So there's a little bit, but we get more pulled into the battle between Vargas and Quinlan, which ends up being really the bulk of the movie. And I don't know. It's so well shot that I kind of forgive its sin of Charlton Heston being a Mexican, and some of it being a little bit muddled. I mean, just even the very end with like he's trying to get Quinlan on the recorder, and we get Menzies trying to elicit the confession, and then Charlton Heston has to like run around to stay in range with this old receiver or whatever. He has to just be sneaky about it. He's got to go under the water.
And it's loud enough so that Quinlan can hear it.
So he hears the echo underneath the bridge.
Yeah.
And his leg starts going off. He comes sober enough that he kind of starts to kick in. Like he starts to see enough super drunk and then just like sobers up a smidge. I don't know, but it's great. And then he shoots his buddy Menzies, and his hand's got blood on it, and he just tries to wash it off in just this grimy, filthy water. And it's incredible. I loved how just gross and insane that was. There just isn't any clean water there. It's all covered in filth and pestilence.
Jeez. Fucking Orson Welles is only 43 when they make this movie.
Oh, wow.
Holy shit. Oh, man. He's like my age when they make this movie. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, it's great. He's already a kind of a has-been because when you think about Citizen Kane was 17 years. Yeah, 17 years before this.
So he does. Citizen Kane is basically his first movie, right?
It is his first movie.
He writes, directs, stars. It's like widely considered the greatest movie ever made, still to this day, right?
Yep.
And he really doesn't. I've never seen the Ambersons. Is that
Magnificent Ambersons? It's a good
movie. It's worth watching. It's the only version that I'm aware of is one that the studio edited and cut. So I watched for Touch of Evil. I watched the one that was on YouTube TV, where it's like
the AMC or Turner Classic one.
Yes, yeah. Right. They tried to do Orson Welles' original vision.
Because isn't there like a card that plays before the movie starts?
Yeah, it's like there's a version, then they cut it, and then he requested they put back the original stuff that he did, and the studio didn't do it, but Turner Classic Movies tried to recreate Orson Welles' original vision.
It says this is the version intended that Orson Welles intended or something.
Yeah, he had like 40 pages of notes or something that he wanted changed.
Yeah, but the main service is worth watching, but it's that original version we'll never get because it's too cut and the footage is lost. It's absolutely worth watching. You're not going to love it as much as this probably. I mean, it's really interesting. It's also immaculately shot. It's really great, but it didn't make any money. The studio's just panicked. I mean, it's crazy that he got Final Cut. I mean, for anybody that doesn't know, Final Cut is where you go to the studio and you say, this is my movie. You can't make any changes. He had that for Citizen Kane, which I don't think did super well commercially. And he had that for Magnificent Ambersons, but they still cut it to pieces. And then he kind of, just...
Well, yeah, because so then he makes Othello, which is just a Shakespeare adaptation. But that's like 10 years later.
Yeah. And he's in The Third Man, but he didn't direct it. So he kind of does some stuff here and there.
Yeah. This is the last movie he directed for Hollywood. which is a shame because the direction is amazing.
Yeah,
well, the
you
pre-
almost wish he just stopped trying to be an actor and just like made movies. That would have been. It feels like we're robbed of some pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I think he would have kept directing too. I think he had a hard time getting stuff made. I don't think people let him. I don't think he was like, I don't want to direct. I think it had more to do with like, no, sorry, Orson, we're not
Well,
going to
he
use
sounded
you.
like a kind of a fucking maniac, right? Like,
Yeah,
was that
he's a
part of it?
maniac.
Yeah.
Sure, he's a maniac. But there's a time where like it was really tough to be like an independent filmmaker. I mean, there just wasn't a lot of that going on in the 50s and 60s. It starts to get better.
It's not like you
and
could just grab a camera and start making movies, right?
Yes, if this was 2025, just go make your movie. You might not have a massive budget, but you can do a lot with modern technology. So he was kind of SOL. Unfortunately, yeah. I like a version of the past where he just got to make a bunch of movies, just went crazy and made just banger after banger, as the kid would say.
Weirdly, is Mel Gibson kind of a comp for him in a weird way, where like I suppose Gibson was just a straight actor first and then directed and starred.
And he had way more commercial success and accolades while he was around. Like Mel Gibson was legitimately huge in the 90s. Like Braveheart was beloved and made a bunch of money. It wasn't like he was banished. Movies kind of slowed down, and then he had his like tirade thing that kind of hurt him, just a smidge.
But nobody's ever done that where like that's what it was Spike
Clint
Lee.
Eastwood.
Yeah, but he didn't star in his first movie that he made, that he wrote.
No, Orson Welles is pretty unique in the crazy, like, yeah.
There's been
my
a lot
first
of like
movie-
writer directors, we're just talking about PTA. Like it's like his movie, Tarantino, I guess, because he's in Reservoir Dogs, he's in Pulp Fiction. Maybe that's the closest comp.
But Orson Welles is a 500,000% better actor than Tarantino. Yeah,
dude, I just watched From Dusk Till Dawn, and Tarantino's so bad in that movie.
Yes, he is.
Awful, and he's like a serial rapist too. Is a terrible character, but like his acting is just awful. Really no good.
He's the worst part of almost every single one of his movies that he puts himself in. It's so bad. It's one thing to be like, you're a legitimately great actor and also a great director. But also, you're a lunatic. So people
Bradley
don't wanna work
Cooper,
with
but he was like an actor before, same sort of thing like Mel Gibson, where he was a pretty big
that
star.
happens. Yeah, you
Kevin
occasionally have
Costner.
you can have somebody starts off as an actor and then becomes a director. That can happen, or directs for a little bit, but not a lot. And even then, they're not usually like an all-time great director. Doesn't usually happen.
No. It's like a 101, basically.
Like
Orson Welles.
PTA loves directing, but he doesn't like, I got to put myself in movies.
He's
like,
never been in any of his movies, has he?
Not that I'm
Not that I
aware
know.
of. I don't know if he's like a background actor in anything, or maybe, I don't know. But yeah, he doesn't want to put himself in. Christopher Nolan doesn't want to put himself in.
Hitchcock always put himself as just like a quick cameo.
Yeah, like
Basically.
sure, Stan Lee sort of thing. Yeah, sure. But he wasn't like trying to make himself a star. He wanted to direct. Spielberg would occasionally maybe have a cameo, but even then, I don't let Spielberg put himself in his own movies. He's got like a
Not
bit
that I
part
can
Blues
think of.
Brothers and stuff. So I mean, yeah, usually you have the director who like loves, because you have to be a lunatic to direct, really. It's not something you can do casually. You got to really want to direct, especially the auteurs. And I don't know. It just doesn't usually work out when you have an actor who also directs, and they do it for the same amount of time. But I'm with you in that. I wish we got more Orson Welles movies, because this is like, at its core, this is kind of like a pulpy crime thriller nonsense. It shouldn't probably be as good as it is, but it's just because the directing is just so incredible. Every camera angle, virtually every choice of everything that's framed, the lighting, people are coming in and out of shadows all the time, just being wreathed or cloaked or like half in the shadow. It's just so good. The attention to detail is just astounding. It feels grimy and gross.
There's not
Love
a
it.
wasted shot in the movie. Everything's there for a reason, purposeful.
Yeah, so in the end, he gets killed, or he dies, right? He's shot, floating in the water. That's kind of a real depressing ending.
Oh, I loved it. Yeah, it's depressing, but
he's like, so shouldn't somebody come and get her?
She's like, somebody pick the body. He's like, somebody be here soon. And it's just floating in the filth. Like, I don't know if it's like it's on the river. I don't know. Is that a river that connects the two, Mexico and the U.S.? I didn't know if that's literally where it is.
Oh, on the border.
Like if there's just a stream of water that just the Rio Grande or whatever. It's not the Rio Grande, but
that's what I was thinking, Rio Grande. But yeah,
maybe it could be. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. But that's what it felt like, and he's just floating in the filth. Oh, I love it. It's very depressing.
Yeah, the Rio Grande forms a border between Texas and Mexico.
Yeah.
Also known as the Rio Bravo in Mexico.
Okay.
I think you're right.
Oh, it's so good. I don't know how else the movie could end. It seems a little too happy for Janet Leigh. Like, the movie, I don't think you get rape vibes, and I think we're supposed to believe she didn't get raped, but boy.
Yeah, she didn't even get shot up with heroin. They shot her up with sodium pentothal for some reason.
How was she unconscious, though? Is she just sleeping? Right, because when Grandy comes in...
Well, they shot her up with sodium pentothal. Maybe that's enough to...
Like truth serum?
Yeah, maybe enough of it will make you sleepy. I don't know.
And I didn't know... Yeah, I don't... Did they have her smoke any weed whatsoever? Yeah, and there was some other drug that Charlton Heston mentioned too. I can't remember. Yeah, I mean, they were led to believe that, yeah, they just knocked her out and took her away and made it seem like she'd done a bunch of drugs so that they could get Vargas in trouble.
The reefer.
But even when Vargas kills Joe Grant, it's so good. Just that whole crazy sequence. Like there's ripping clothes, Grandy's like smashing the window to try to get out of the room, just running around, and Quinlan has this insane look in his face. It's so good. And then even that like little dummy we get of dead Joe Grandy when Janet Leigh wakes up. I mean, it's just you get this quick shot and she just screams, runs out naked, asking for help. It's just so good. It's just fantastic. Anyway.
Yeah, it's a kinetic scene. It's well done. Well shot.
Yeah, my only criticism that I haven't mentioned yet, we sort of talked about it, but is there's a lot of mumbly dialogue. And maybe that's Orson Welles, but I almost had to turn subtitles on. I was like, I can't understand a fucking word he's saying.
Yeah. And why did he pick up the pigeon egg and smash it?
Well, I didn't know if he didn't mean to smash it. He was just surprised when they mentioned that they went to his ranch to look for the dynamite, and that triggers him.
But it looks like it just sort of crushes in his big sausage hand, you know. He just picks up the little egg and just and he's just like wiping his. You just have like egg yolk all over your hand, and you're just like walking around. He's just such a disgusting guy. It's just
Oh, he's
just gross.
He is.
Yeah, he plays that up quite a bit. So is he the evil in this movie? The touch of evil?
He was the badge of evil.
Yeah. Because we got Vargas. He's a clean, if a little bit daft policeman.
Yeah, it's funny because Heston is he the star of the movie? Probably, right? He's the leading man.
Yeah.
But you don't think of this at all, like other than the fact that he shouldn't be playing a Mexican guy, you don't really think about him much in any way at all.
No, he doesn't care. Insofar, at best, he's not a problem. He kind of is because he's playing a Mexican. But yeah, he's not like, he's just got the preachy part. He's just kind of a little bit of a dope. I I mean, there's the scene where he's God, everything just like makes me think, and it's great because like he's making a call at a shop, and for some reason we see him on the phone, and it's very conspicuous in the frame is like, if you steal from the blind, then seek help or something. Like it's just this little like message to the top left of the frame. But he's talking to his wife who he hasn't seen. He just married. He was talking about how much he wanted to smooch her right at the very beginning of the movie, and she's still talking to him, and he just hangs up on her. And it's like, it's just infuriating. Dude, what are you doing? But Quinlan dominates the movie, right? I mean, physically, psychologically, whatever. I mean, he's just pushes everything else out.
Yeah, so Heston does 10 Commandments in 56, and then this in 58. I mean, he's in a bunch of other stuff. I don't know, TV. Was he? I don't know what.
Planet of the Apes is coming up soon. That's like 60, 61.
Ben-Hur 59.
Oh wow.
Yes. So he goes 10 Commandments, Touch of Evil, Ben-Hur, and then into Planet of the Apes is 66.
Oh, I'm off. Okay.
It's a good run though.
Yeah. But I always think of him as the like NRA guy. That's who he is to me. You know, that's how I know Charles Heston.
You and Michael Moore.
Yeah.
He stretches into the 70s. He's got Omega Man. He's got Soylent Green. A little like sci-fi turn.
I mean, he's in a million movies. I just don't know a lot of them.
All the way to Any Given Sunday, right? He's in the Oliver Stone Any Given Sunday.
Is he really?
I think he's one of the owners.
He's in Wayne's World too. Remember that we need a better actor for this scene, and then he comes in. He's in Tombstone. Remember when they come to his ranch?
Oh, that's right.
Towards the very end, yeah.
True Lies. Yeah, he was in a bunch of shit in the 90s.
That's a run. That's a run. Make it from the 50s to the 90s. 4 decades is a pretty epic run. Not a lot of actors.
He died in 08. I was going to say, is he still alive? No, he died in 08. He'd be 100 years old. 102. Yeah, you just don't think of him. I mean, he's just kind of there, you know?
Yeah, he was, yeah. He kind of strangely just plays an everyman sort of well. I mean, should be something a little bit more. He's just kind of preachy. And in brown face.
He's kind of like Clint Eastwood a little bit in that way, like as an actor.
A little bit.
He doesn't really do a whole lot. He's just kind of there, you know. He's not charming in any way, I wouldn't say.
Yeah.
I agree. It doesn't quite have the Clint Eastwood aura. Like, I don't know, like I can see Heston doing A Man with No Name and being as compelling, just by staring and just looking mean.
He seems like a tough guy, Heston.
He looks as tough as Clint Eastwood. Do you think he could do the snarl that Clint Eastwood could do? I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I think he does the plain spoken.
Clint Eastwood had more of the like leading man kind of vibe, but yeah, I guess I don't know how to describe it.
I like the word compelling. I think Clint Eastwood is more compelling than Charlton Heston.
I mean, it's not like he said a lot in those movies. It's just his affect, I guess.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. He's got this just like more tough guy aura. Yeah, but were you bored at any point in this movie, Eric? I mean, you got parts you didn't like. Were you ever like boring, old and dumb?
No. This, like you said, it doesn't feel like an old movie in that way.
Yeah, the pacing's very modern, like you said.
It's not, most of at least the movies I've seen in the 40s and 50s, it would be more of a love story about Heston and Janet Leigh and like their there'd be some of this crime drama in the background, but there's really very little of that, of their like romance and melodrama with them, which I think is good. Too much of that I think would hurt the movie.
No, it goes.
But it does seem like he doesn't really give a shit about her though, which is kind of confusing.
Yeah.
He's just consumed by this dirty cop. And he wants to take him down, I guess. Even though he has other things to worry about, like testifying in a giant drug thing, cartel, and his newlywed wife.
Well, it's also kind of interesting because, I mean, it's a losing battle, right? Because you think of what happened to Mexico over the next 50 years, right? The drug cartels kind of took over, right?
Yeah.
So the Vargases of Mexico, I'm sure a lot of those people didn't make it.
I agree.
Good, honest cops in, Mexican border towns.
Probably a dangerous
profession. I would think it would be very dangerous, yeah.
Yeah. Now weed is mostly kind of legal in the U.S., so, don't even really need to worry about illegal reefer.
Yeah, but Mexico's sending all those rapists over here. That's what we got to build.
Well, not
that
anymore.
wall.
Now that we got the wall, we don't have to worry about it. We're good. You can sleep safe at night.
I mean, they were rapists in this movie. They really gave off rapey vibes.
Yeah. Yep.
But were they Mexican or were they American? I couldn't tell where the Grandy.
I thought the one guy looked kind of like an Asian person. I don't know. the one greaser guy.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The guy who was
the nephew
in charge of the hotel for a while. Yeah, I mean, that was the point, right? Because there's Grandies on both sides of the border, right? So there's this mingling. Some are technically American. Joe Grandy was technically an American citizen. They just come back and forth all the time, and it helps in smuggling the drugs, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, what do you guys give it for ratings? I'm interested a little bit to see where you put it.
There's a lot of problems with it. I think the brown face obviously is pretty silly nowadays. But like Ben mentioned, the pacing of it is very modern and very, very well done. And every shot is just immaculate. The use of shadow, the camera angles, the movements, the blocking, it all just blew my mind watching it again. I had to watch it a second time to actually pay attention to the story. It's a 5-star classic for me.
Yeah, it teeters. How much do I want to punish the movie for the brown face? Like, if it weren't for the brown face, it'd be 5 out of 5, without any question. Even though it's got problems, technically, it's just so incredible and unique and wonderful. It is this like nagging little thing. Like every time he's like, "Como estás?" Like, oh, good lord, you're supposed to be a Mexican, and you sound just like somebody's uncle who took one.
Isn't he telling the one guy to speak English too? Is like, you're supposed to be Mexican? Why are you telling him to speak English?
It's like it drove me nuts. I mean, he sounded like an uncle that had just taken one semester of Spanish in high school, awkwardly trying to like "Donde es baño?" Like he could have just been like, it's so frustrating because it is the closest thing to like disrupting the illusion. But I still err on the side of giving it a 5 out of 5. You could talk me down to a 4.5, but it's just too good. It's just too well made. It's too incredible and singular. I'd give it 5 as well. But boy, the brown face is annoying. Boy, Charlton Heston does not help the movie at all.
Yeah, I'm probably more 4.5. Just aside from the him playing a Mexican, like I just don't think he does a good job with that character. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
He's good at playing virtuous men, I think.
Yeah, but it's such a one note thing, you know. Yeah. I don't know. There's just no nuance to that character at all. And Janet Leigh too. She's just sort of like a helpless victim for most of the movie. Yeah, I mean the Orson Welles thing. He's great. It's awesome that he directed himself to be that kind of sleazy, disgusting scumbag. I think that's super cool, and you know the way the movie looks so modern is really great. I would just ding it a few of those, maybe a star and a half. Just saw Orson Welles is from Wisconsin. Did you guys know
Kenosha.
That? Went to public school in Madison through 4th grade.
Wow.
I just learned that.
Pride of the Midwest, Orson
Can you imagine
Welles.
having gone to elementary school with Orson Welles? Seems pretty wild.
Yeah.
I wonder what he was like as a kid. He must have been a handful.
Yeah, and Orson Welles is one of those guys. He is just so incredible to watch. I mean, we did F is for Fake, which I is really interesting. But just him talking, him doing commercials, it's just compelling. You used that word earlier about Clint Eastwood, but it's just hearing him talk. It's just
right. Didn't he first become famous doing the War of the Worlds thing as like a 22-year-old or something?
Yeah.
He just
did radio sounds
first.
Great.
Yeah.
Like just watching him, it's like, man, this is interesting.
Wikipedia says his father made a fortune as the inventor of a type of bicycle lamp.
That's random.
So, yeah. And then became an alcoholic and stopped working after his parents divorced.
Oh.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's sad.
Yeah. I mean, what a weird life and career that guy had.
Yeah.
And then
he died pretty young too, didn't he?
No, he made it to his.
Oh shit! Yeah, he's 7 years old. I thought he died young, but
no, he had a bunch of commercials that Ben was referencing about wine, and he was like super drunk doing those commercials, but yet they're amazing to watch.
Oh yeah, you can see the outtakes too. As he's just like muttering and fumbling, and then these like poor actors who are like working like commercial actors, not all like trying to like keep a straight face when Orson Welles is just mumbling around, drunk as hell. And then he eventually made it to being Unicron in the Transformers animated movie from 1986.
Oh yeah,
what a way to cap off your
that,
career.
Yeah. Was that the last thing he did?
I don't know if he did anything after that. I probably, because I do think he just did gain a ton of weight and just got to the point where like the Marlon Brando, like I just, you know, kind of limit your options, I guess. But yeah, that's wild. The guy that did Citizen Kane's animated voice in the Transformers movie. Back when voice acting was like not really considered prestigious, it was kind of frowned upon in the 80s. Yeah, I mean, good stuff. I would recommend this movie to almost anyone. This is one of those old movies where I do think, yeah, even if you don't like old movies generally, you could definitely watch this one and not be bored and be really interested in it. It's a really fun watch.
That's right. There's nothing in this movie that's really antiquated in that way. That's so many old movies are.
Yeah, other than the brown face, but
yeah,
But everything else you just like is just really really pops. But all right, let's transition to next week. I'll give you the year first. I was really torn between two movies that I was considering having us watch, but I'm going to go with 1997.
1997.
Eric Lane was a high schooler.
Scream?
Not Scream. I
Or
won't
is that
give you the director.
96?
I don't know, but I don't know. Let me give you the director and see if this helps, because I would not have known the director of this. But Barry Sonnenfeld. Does it help either one of you?
Is it Men in Black?
Yeah, there you go. That's
Oh, wow.
exactly it.
Holy crap.
I'm impressed. I didn't think that would help, but you got it
Yeah.
right on the nose.
I almost said it. I honestly almost said Men in Black.
I would not have known. I don't think like that's a name. I don't even like. Have I heard it before? I must have, but I have no memory. But yeah, Men in Black. I thought about this or Independence Day, a couple of sci-fi movies that I loved
With Will
a
Smith.
lot when I was 12 and 13. Yes, both starring Will Smith, right on his big come up. Really loved this movie a long time ago, and I haven't seen it in probably 20 years at least. So, want to do a revisit, see if it holds up, see if it doesn't. But
Yeah, I was thinking about this movie not too long ago. So someone was saying, was it you, Ben, that was mentioning there's no good sequel comedies? And we're
very
thinking,
few. It's very tough to do, like a sequel comedy. Yeah.
Yeah, and Men in Black 2 might be one of them.
Okay.
I don't remember Men in Black 2 very well.
All I remember is it had Johnny Knoxville in it. That's really all I can remember.
I don't
Yeah.
remember that at all.
But Men in Black was a solid entry.
Which isn't there one with Josh Brolin?
Yeah.
That's a third one.
Oh, that's
Or is it-
That's time travel, I think.
yeah.
He plays Tommy
He
Lee
plays
Jones in
a
the past.
younger Tommy Lee Jones. Yeah.
Yeah. That one was not so good, as I recall.
Yeah, I mean the only one I
Never
remember
saw the
really.
reboot
Oh, they did a
The
reboot, of
reboot
this?
was terrible.
with Hemsworth.
Okay.
I never saw it.
Hemsworth and the Tressa Thompson or something. Is that her name? Tessa Thompson?
Oh, from Creed. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, that movie was awful.
Okay. Well,
All right, Men in Blacks.
Men in Black. I'm excited to revisit.
yes, indeed. All right. I don't know if it's streaming anywhere. I don't know. I just picked it, so sorry. I
Find
guess
it.
figure that out.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
Let's
Peace.
see.
All right. Thanks for listening, everybody.
I wish it was your chili I was getting fat on.